Now, let's head for the great outdoors, shall we? Some of our native species aren't always what they seem. Take slow worms, for instance.
Well, they aren't particularly slow, and they're not worms either. And although they look like snakes, you can rule that one out too.
In his latest Spring Watch report, our rural affairs correspondent David Gregory Kumar sheds some light on this elusive creature.
Expert James Hitchcock took David to a secret location in Worcestershire, a county where the slow worm is doing better than the rest of the Midlands.
Here you go, proof we have had some sunny days this spring. It's a great day to be out filming, and we're somewhere in Worcestershire. The sun is good news. It means the slow worms will be taking advantage of a rare sunny day. But where exactly are they hiding?
So they're cold-blooded, so they need to get their warmth from the sun. And without that, they can't really move around. Tins provide shelter, and if they're dark in colour, tend to warm up quicker than the surrounding vegetation. So you've got two things going on there that are both advantageous to the slow worms. It's nice and warm and sunny here. Should be a good place to find some slow worms.
Okay.
Just lift it up carefully.
Oh, yes.
Oh, look, we're in luck. That's a young slow worm there. Still quite golden. Can't quite tell if that's a male or a female. It doesn't have many or much in the way of markings on its flank or back. I suspect that that's a young male. Probably 2 years old, I'd think. Looking quite healthy though, isn't it? And
yeah.
Nice and warm after being under the tin.
They're not particularly slow, and they're certainly not worms.
No, it's actually a legless lizard. It's one of 6 species of reptile found in Great Britain. And you can tell it's a lizard rather than a snake because it has eyelids.
The tongue that comes out though, I mean, that looks like a snake's tongue. It sort of forks and it pops out like a snake's tongue.
It is very snake-like, and it is a forked tongue, but they don't use it to scent with.
And while today we're on a remote rural reserve, slow worms are just as happy in our towns and cities.
Worcester City in particular is considered a stronghold. There's one allotment site now right within the centre of the city. That's probably the best urban site in the whole of England. They're very much the gardener's friend. One of their favourite prey items is slugs.
So if you find a slow worm hiding in your compost heap, don't be alarmed.
No, they do have that snake-like appearance, but they can't bite. You know, they're completely harmless to humans, and as we've said, you know, they are actually really the gardener's friends. So, yeah, unfortunately, they do get a bit of a hard time, but you know, please don't be afraid of them.
After all, who couldn't love a cheeky slug-eating face like this?
And that was
David.
the slow worm, not David Gregory
No,
Kumar.
and it's a quick lizard anyway. Staying with wildlife, Keith the seal has been spotted again in the River Severn after months of no sightings. These pictures were taken by Dave Grubb on Tuesday evening just below the Legless Weir in Worcester.
The photographer had been trying to capture a picture of a heron catching a fish when the female seal suddenly popped up. The last time Keith was spotted was back in March. In case you're confused, Keith was named before being identified as female.
Now, a blues singer from